Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Team Schemes. Today we're going to be in the New York Football Giants playbook, and that's because my guy DM left us another comment on it a couple videos ago wanting us to do something out of the Giants playbook. So I figured just instead of doing a regular scheme, we dive into this new series on the channel and throw this into there. So the formations that we're going to be focusing on here are going to be trio, single back trio, and gun spread. So very easy verbiage there. Usually these are like a million things to say, like I form, Y off close, a million words. Single back trio, gun spread, very easy to say. Starting off here in the single back trio, I do like to come out in the halfback stretch. Kind of gives you the RPO semblance of the run game there. I like to match that with the zone weak, kind of that run right, run left. Slant's going to be able to throw the ball down the field a little bit. Smash Texas. I do like the corner routes in this one. Both of those are very deadly. And then PA solid corner. We're going to streak our tight end that's blocking on that one and try to hit one of those deeper routes, try to pull those zones away. And that's kind of our big shot play. Gun spread, man. I love spread formations. You really can't go wrong. Obviously, we're going to be running the inside zone. Show you the audibles here. Z-spot, you have to have that. I do love to be able to hit the corner route, even out of these spread formations. Inside zone, like I said. The whip halfback rail, very nice. Again, I like to isolate those outside out routes from the receiver, just increase their stem length, and a lot of the times they're just going to break that off and be wide open. So really like that. And again, being able to just flip this formation, the only guy that's going to run back and forth is just a running back, so he's going to go from your right side to your left side if you do want to flip the formation. So very easy to do that. And then we have mesh post that I also like to get to. And what I like to do, the receiver that's running the drag on the side of the post, I like to put him on just a short cross, kind of get him a little bit deeper down the field, and it just seems to work out really well. Really like mesh plays. Obviously very easy to read out. Just make sure your job a little bit easier as the guy throwing the ball. So two super solid formations. That's mainly where we're going to be focusing on in this gameplay ahead. And without further ado, let's just get down to breaking down the scheme. Now we're finally out on the field. You know we're going to start in the single back trio. I like to start into these single back formations whenever I have them in my schemes, kind of in the beginning of the game. Obviously it is 2nd and 12 here, getting the ball at midfield, but it is the beginning of the game. Usually I'm trying to run the ball at first, but here we get a huge pass play with Brandon Marshall over the middle, and you can just see as we kind of rewind this here, Brandon Marshall working out of the slot. Like I said, we're usually trying to run the ball to start these games, but we are in 2nd and 12, probably ran the ball to start, kind of got stuffed. So let's go on ahead and try to get this, get the pass game going. Obviously you see Brandon Marshall on the drag, and he's just going to roast his man wide open, and we are going to take that for a huge gain on 1st down. Back into the trio now. Obviously, we want to go to the stretch. It is 1st down. You see him bring a linebacker out there, so maybe I'm going to go on ahead and see he's a little bit weaker up the middle, going ahead and run the ball, and Eric Dickerson is going to take full advantage of that. It's a shame we didn't bust off a bigger one right there. Now we're going to the spread formation, and just calling it really nice and quick. Obviously, we're trying to sneak Dickerson out of the backfield on that post route. Does a good job manning us up and just kind of taking that away. You can see man coverage all the way down the field. You can see that Dickerson is what we're really trying to sneak. You have the tight end on a drag, in route coming across the middle of the field. That tight end or that running back on the post route out of the backfield, very dangerous. Might have had X on that backside, but we just end up scrambling with Allen. So now we're going back to the spread. 3rd and 6, very big down here. Going to go to mesh down in the red zone. We do put Mac Hollins on that little bit of a shallow cross, give a little bit more depth to it. But you can just see, man, Khalil Shakir going to be wide open for us and just makes it really easy offense out of this Giants scheme. Now it is 1st and goal. You know we want to run the ball, so that's exactly what we're going to try and do. He actually gets a couple guys to light up, and as we're looking at the snap of the ball here, you see this guy right here is going to light up, and then eventually the guy that ends up making the tackle, his ability also. I'm assuming those are inside stuffs, so the opponent does a good job going on ahead and stopping us on 1st down right there. So now we're just going to go back to the trio. Obviously, we're going to try to work that stretch. We think we have a little bit more on the inside, and we end up just pounding that ball in. And you can just see kind of the versatility of this scheme. We went spread whenever we kind of wanted to push that ball down the field. We still have the ability to go heavy out of this Giants playbook. So switching from the single back trio to the gun spread, I think a really nice complementary formations. You can just see at the beginning of the snap, they kind of have a cornerback out there, maybe a safety type, a corner probably a safety, and then a linebacker, kind of all going the flow of the way that we would run around the ball to run that stretch to the right. Maybe you could say that we had like the bubble eventually playing off that. Looks like it might be like kind of a man blitz. That's kind of why we went to this inside zone, inside run. And you can see, man, again, it just works out. Great blocking up front, scoring the touchdown for the offense. Quick break here. Just want to remind you guys that if you are enjoying the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I think something like 75% of you guys that watch the videos regularly are not subscribed to the channel, so go on ahead and just make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are enjoying. Then you'll be able to see whenever the newest stuff comes out. And I don't want to take away from the video for too long, so let's just get right back into it. Now we're backed up in 3rd and 10. You think maybe this is a spot where we can go to the gun spread, but I still feel pretty confident in single back trio and just the pass plays that we had. We already hit Brandon Marshall on a big play across the middle. You can see maybe we're trying to dial up Arroyo. Nothing really going here. The opponent does a great job keeping us in the pocket for a long time, but eventually we just make a great play. And unfortunately, we do just spin into Dickerson. Look at all the space that we had out there. But just a great job by the opponent at first, and it just kind of breaks down. Josh Allen gets out to his left. We get out to our left. The running back actually out of the backfield. I do believe we playmaker him out of the backfield. No. He just keeps going on his route, and eventually we stick with the play long enough. And that just goes to show you right there how important it is whenever he had the sack. And you can just see this guy has a few chances. 1, 2 guys at Josh Allen, 3 dives at Josh Allen. I know that was two of the same guys. We had 3 different chances to bring down the quarterback in the pocket, and that's exactly what can happen. You don't bring the quarterback down in the pocket, you give up a big play on the back end. Almost exactly like on Sundays. The longer you let that guy in there, these Allens, Mahomes, the longer they're in that pocket, the more damage they can do to you downfield. And that's exactly what we did out of this Giants playbook. So now we just push the ball down the field. So now we're going to go to this gun spread. Khalil Shakir, we've already hit on some drag routes to start the game earlier in the game. So you know what we're trying to do, trying to get that running back out of the backfield again. But Khalil Shakir is the guy, and he does a great job sniffing that out. And you saw him, the user, come right down and put a hit on us there. So now we have everything kind of flowing from left to right. Almost did another great job with the user. This guy's user was actually really solid. That run play before, the user coming down, and then here he's user in this safety, trying to take away these double slants. Does a great job picking out who we're going to throw to. Kind of clicks on, clicks off of them. Gets there a little bit late, just that little bit of a fraction of a second slows him down, and we're able to complete that ball. So now we're back under center again, trying to work this smash Texas. See if we can get going ahead and get Brandon Marshall underneath maybe. We still have that curl route on the outside to Shakir. There we actually do put him on the in route. Really try to get flow everything from left to right. And unfortunately, he does a great job calling man coverage. Scary Terry cannot get open. And that's not a, I wouldn't say that's definitely a bug of the offense right there. I mean, you can just see whenever we let the ball go, we thought we might have been able to, you see where we're trying to pass lead the ball kind of like towards the sidelines. Unfortunately, he does a great job of just jumping that route, and we throw it right to him. So just a terrible read by us. And unfortunately, if you do look underneath, we're going to have Shakir, we're going to have Y coming open. Could have threw it to Y right there, had a touchdown. So very bad read. Obviously, if you stay within the offense, take your time, make good reads. You should definitely not make this mistake if you take all those precautions, I guess. And now this is about just the Giants team scheming the offense side of the ball, but I did just want to throw in this clip. Jimmy Graham, the user pick, climbing the ladder, going up for the one-handed interception. Pretty impressive right there. Did not think he could make that play, but Jimmy Graham, man, on the user pick, I kind of came up towards the line of scrimmage, got back late, ended up making the pick. So now that's how we get the ball back on offense. And you know we're trying to go to the under center early in these schemes, or early in these downs, early in these drives. I'm trying to go to under center, trying to run the ball. Now it's 2nd and 5, setting ourselves up for success on these later downs. It's easier to pick up a 2nd and 5 than a 2nd and 11 or a 2nd and 9, something like that. So staying on schedule. You see we're trying to cook up what we just threw the pick on the last time, and this time we almost throw a pick, but Khalil Shakir bails us out. So that is a very welcome sight. And again, we're not including these defensive clips, but this just goes to show you this ends up being a long game for us, and you can just see this is what I was putting up with on defense, man. He just swerves and bends that corner, I guess, hits Devonta Smith for the big touchdown. This is what I was dealing with, man. You can see 15 seconds before half, that we were up 14-7. Now we spotted them 7 points right there. So not exactly what you want to see, obviously, but we are trying to get on offense here. Just a terrible job of, I guess, blocking up front. And we'll keep an eye here on David Edwards in my center, and his guy right there on the inside guard, and the inside shoulder of that left guard. No one blocks him, and he just comes open free. So very tough. We give up the big play on the very last play, give up a one-play touchdown. He swerves and does a great job with his receiver. And then, unfortunately, we give up a big first down sack where we're trying to throw the ball down the field, and it sets up a 2nd and 15 for us right before half. So, you know, we're going to have to try and push that ball down the field. So, we're going to go to our gun spread here. Josh Allen back in the pocket, you know, trying to streak Khalil Shakir. Again, man, trying to get those down the field. And we do end up hitting Scary Terry. He does a good job. Not exactly sure what in the world. I guess the user back here is just afraid of anybody getting over his head. You can see he clicks onto Jeremy Chin. Just afraid of anybody coming over his head right there. So, it gives us just enough space to go on ahead and hit Scary Terry. on that big play. So now right before half, 6 seconds, not close enough for a field goal. So we're just going to kind of chuck it up. And unfortunately, he has big old stank Kyle Hamilton back there, so we're not going to be able to get that over him. And unfortunately, we're going to go in tied in half after playing really good offense for probably 97% of the game. Other than one play we throw a pick and then one play on defense, we would be in a really good spot other than those 2 plays. So now we're in the second half on 3rd and 11. Big conversion here, obviously tied game, running down in the 3rd quarter. Maybe we can hit Scary Terry on that little stop route right at the first down marker. And unfortunately, we make a terrible decision yet again. So add that snap total from bad snaps from 2 bad snaps to 3 bad snaps. And obviously we're back on the defense side of the ball for that next clip. And you can just see here, man, really should have been patient in the pocket. All 5 guys did a really good job keeping me clean. Unfortunately, and then eventually he does get a shed, so it does force us to go on ahead and kind of chuck the ball down the field. Obviously, would have been a lot better just to roll out a little bit, another step, and just throw the ball away. But unfortunately, we make the back-breaking decision to throw that pick down the field. And we're just throwing the ball right to him, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get it back on defense on this next play. And as you see, we are lining up. User and Cole Bishop over the middle of the field. And thank goodness for Thurman Thomas. This guy just makes a terrible read himself. And I don't even like to back it up on defense because that's not what this is about. But you can just see Thurman Thomas come down and play that crosser right over the middle of the field, Eric Dickerson, and he takes that away. So we're getting the ball back in the red zone. You see what we're trying to set up. Terry McLaurin coming underneath. We've hit Khalil Shakir I don't know how many times on these short crossers. And damn it, we're going to do it again because he's just too quick. And he's going to put us in the end zone late in the 3rd quarter. Great play right there. Great play call. Using the hashes to our advantage. We were on that left hash trying to use the whole wide side of the field to go on ahead and make a play right there for our speed with Khalil Shakir on that touchdown there. We tried to run the ball to the left a little bit. Now we are going back to this gun spread. Does a really good job in man coverage, trying to step up with Josh Allen. And you can just see, man, all of that space. If I would have just been a half a second quicker to maybe go on ahead and step up, or even just step up a little bit wider. Maybe I just got a little bit too close to his D tackle. Look, if I really could have got wide right there, a lot of space to run. And unfortunately, that does bring up a 3rd and 6 for us. Winding down in the 3rd quarter. Trying to work that drag route to Hollins. Khalil Shakir kind of gets bumped right there. Dropping back, though, trying to hit a big one to Brandon Marshall, and he actually does come up with it. So this is like the 3rd or 4th time now we have went and thrown at this user back here. He's just user and Jeremy Chin. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there for our outside receiver. But Brandon Marshall just too quick, and the user just a half a step slow, and you can see where that just completely burns him. So sticking in the gun spread, we are winning, so we do want to run the ball. There's only 2 minutes left in this game, fortunately for us. So we're still trying to keep that semblance of the run game going there. You see him shift his linebackers to try to stop that outside stretch run. Haven't really been able to hit it too much, and unfortunately, he does a fantastic job, and user picks us yet again. So we are just playing an absolutely horrible game right now, and he is just taking advantage of us. And just looking at this one more time, you know where he's user, and eventually over here, clicks onto Jeremy Chin, brings his safety down, just makes a great play. Great job usering from different player to player, really good, and takes it back to the house for 6, man, and just a back-breaking play. Obviously, still a minute left, still a lot of time left, so we still have our opportunity. Going back to the single back trio rather, and we take a sack on 1st down. I'm not exactly sure what I'm even thinking right here. I'm trying to get it all back in one play and just take this big shot and go up 28-21 right here, right now, instead of trying to just create a drive, which eventually we're going to try to get to that, but very not good thought process, I guess, from me to start this drive. So now we're going to go to a formation we haven't really seen this game. We're going to go to the 3 receivers on the one side of the field, just trying to dial something up. And you see Mac Hollins, we did have the X receiver, but we're just trying to get at least close to the 1st down marker, make it a manageable 3rd down. Now it's 3rd and 5. We still have 2 timeouts. Very much going to be able to get in field goal range. You can see Brandon Marshall just coming wide open. I think actually if we would have just been a half a second more patient, Scary Terry would have come open right here. And he did come open eventually, it does look like right there. So maybe you just hold on to the ball another half a second. You see Scary Terry throw the ball over the middle of the field, touchdown, end of the game right there. We still end up breaking off a big one and, being able to put ourselves in a really good spot. Just get a couple more yards probably, and I feel pretty good about kicking a field goal. So we're going to go ahead and drop back pass, and we end up taking a sack. Like that, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable comical of errors this game. Comical amount of errors this game. You can just see, I see him blitzing. I see the tight end come wide open as soon as the ball snapped. Let's try and snap the ball here. And you can just, the tight end, the running back, throw it to really any one of those guys. And you're going to be in a good spot. Lose my mind yet again. and he gets a sack on me. So 7 seconds left. We have no timeouts. We're trying to work this out route over here to Brandon Marshall. You can see us smart routing it out there, custom stemming it, just trying to get in field goal range, hoping he can break it off, and he does just that. Brandon Marshall toe tapping down there, and just what a job by us. What a job getting in field goal range, and you can see we hold on to it too long, and we miss it. It goes wide left. It goes wide left, and we're going to go into overtime. So fortunately, we do get the ball back here first. We literally could have had a touchdown right there if I just hit the hole properly. Working that inside run game. It's really been there all game. Probably shouldn't have got away from it as quick as we did. Here we do roll out with Josh Allen trying to make a play, and we completely just throw the game away right there. Completely throw the game away. Not good. Not good at all. Again, could have just threw the ball away, lived to play another down. Just turn the ball over. A comical amount of errors. And then you see, we deserve this right here. He deserves to break the tackle and score the touchdown, win the game. We played like absolute garbage, turning the ball over, playing really good in spots, really good offense, really good defense in spots, but just nowhere near enough to bring this one home. And that is all I have for this one, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Unfortunately, a lot of the gameplay in this one, not a lot of the gameplay, I'm just going to say about 5 or 6 plays of this did not do this scheme justice, but the rest of the video, we were moving the ball up and down the field pretty well. I really like this 2 combination. I mean, we only ran 2 schemes, or we only ran 2 formations. The spread and the gun trio, or the single back trio. So still think this Giant scheme super solid out of their book here. And I appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and check out the channel for the rest of the stuff. We have daily videos coming out, schemes, these team scheme videos, film breakdowns, all kinds of stuff going to be coming out on the channel. Obviously, guys, I appreciate your likes, all the comments. I see all that stuff every single video, and I appreciate it very, very much. But I think that is all the talking I need to do here at the end of this one. I appreciate you guys making it this far in the video, and I certainly hope to see you in the next one. Later.